The latest now on the fight to develop a vaccine to fight COVID-19. A vaccine jointly developed by Pfizer and BioNTech has been found to be 90% effective in preventing COVID-19 infections in ongoing phase 3 trials. The companies have announced this. Protection in patients was achieved 7 days after the second of the 2 doses and 28 days after the first, according to preliminary findings. Now, here's a quote from the company. The first set of our results from our phase 3 COVID-19 vaccine trial provides the initial evidence of our vaccine's ability to prevent COVID-19, is what the Pfizer chairman and CEO has said in a statement. We are reaching this critical milestone in our vaccine development program at a time when the world needs it the most. Well, joining us now, Dr. Anita Ramesh Chandra, specialist in clinical trials. We're also joined by Dr. Sandeep Mishra. Dr. Chandra, let me come to you first. Now, what we have learned is that Pfizer has done a 44,000-person trial in which there have so far been 94 cases of COVID-19. Does this indicate strong efficacy? And secondly, apparently fewer than 9 of those cases were among people who received 2 shots of the vaccine. So again, the point being that 2 shots really works.
Yes. Can you hear me? Good
evening,
everybody.
Go ahead.
So, yes, it is a very good news from Pfizer. That's a US-based company who is running the phase 3 the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, what has been seen, actually the vaccine has 2 doses, day 1 and day 28. So after the 2 doses and the very 7th day, after the 28th day dose, there was high level of antibody against the COVID virus. Okay, and even in the after the 28 days after the 2nd dose, also the antibody titer was high. So giving us that an antibody immunity has been produced in human subjects when you give this vaccine, and that's something very good. But we do not know the results of long-term stability of this antibody, how long it's going to give the protection. But the preliminary results of phase 3 of the Pfizer vaccine says that good amount of immunity has been developed with just the 2 doses. Okay. So they have finished in 94 and another 164 persons are to be still inoculating. And the company CEO and all the company staffs are very hopeful that yes, we'll be able to bring the vaccine into the market end of this year or early next year for everybody.
Dr. Mishra, one of the best thing in a sense was that there are no side effects. There's some fatigue and pain in the site of the injection, some chills. But the fact of the matter is that it's safe. I think that's the biggest point.
Yeah, that's true. And, since 94 patients have turned out positive out of the, I think they must have done at least 20,000 patients or something like that for this kind of response.
44,000 person trial. The trial was among 44,000.
The total results of about half of them will be reached by the end of this month.
Right.
And that is 164 patients. So out of them, I think, broadly, I think this is the response in a good number of patients already they have seen the result.
So in your mind, Dr. Mishra, between now and the rollout of this sort of a vaccine, what needs to be done?
I think what the companies have already done is that many of them have already, assumed that their vaccine would be effective, and they have already started production. So what the companies are planning to do is, as soon as their interim result is out, they would apply for, emergency permission to use their drug. Right. And already, they have some stores available with them because they assumed that their vaccines would be effective. And so Pfizer has already, I think, produced some vaccines. And it is estimated that by the end of this year itself, I believe they will get at least 1 crore vaccines available.
Right.
And overall, if you take all the companies, including, Johnson & Johnson and, all the others who are developing, I think 2.5 crore vaccines will be available at the end of this year. And
so that's when the real fight back actually starts. Dr. Chandra, one final question to you. Going forward, since we don't know how long the impact of any of these vaccines will it be? Will it be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a lifetime? We don't know that. Nobody really does. Do you believe that combination therapy is the way forward? And if we do consider combination therapy, is there a safety protocol that needs to be established first as well?
Yes, just before I answer your question, I just want to add 2 points to what my colleague has said. The vaccine, your question was whether it causes fever or not. Yes, any vaccine will be causing light amount of fever and a pain at the injection site. Yes, this vaccine causes, and it is nothing to be worried about that the pain is there. Another point is that the vaccine, there's some option in the DCGI in Government of India as well as abroad. What happens is that you can get a fast track approval when the condition is urgent. So this Pfizer has already applied for a fast track approval for this vaccine. That is one. Secondly, answering to your question, we do not know which vaccine will ultimately come to the market and what will be the status and whether combination therapy. I think as of now, we have to continue with combination therapy because that's the way to go. We do not know until and unless we get something which directly hits the target, and that's where we will be able to hit the virus.
So,
fast.
Dr. Chandra, would it potentially be safe to mix drugs?
Pardon?
Would it be safe for a combination therapy? Like if you were to use, say, the AstraZeneca drug and this drug over a period of time, obviously, would there not be medical concerns?
Yes, but by drugs, when you mean drugs, it means drugs like remdesivir.
No. I'm talking about a combination therapy for the vaccine.
You cannot give combinations of vaccine.
But I'm saying in the future, going forward, would there be a protocol to do just that, a combination therapy for these vaccines, because there are many of them and some will be more effective than others. And we want a lifetime protection, which is why I'm asking you about a combination therapy.
Yes, you are right. That is a very optimistic way to look into it, but 2 combination vaccines. Yes, I agree some point with you that that different vaccines are attacking the different modality of action.
Precisely.
But till now, there is no disease where we have given combinations of 2 vaccines, not to my knowledge.
Right.
Okay, but I do not know COVID is something different, whether we have to use it or not. But as of now, we don't know whether combination will act or not.
Right, and because there'll be Codagenics is also developing something for the nose, and so different ways of entering the system. So I'd like to thank you both very much for joining us. It's fascinating and it gives us hope. There are now quite a few vaccine candidates doing good work and showing effectiveness. Hopefully they'll be with us sooner than later.